For 2018, they moved him, they gave him another 450cc and put him in with Tomoyoshi Koyama and Zakwan Zaidi in the Musashi Bunsu Honda SuperSports 600
Well, he
team.
certainly knows his way around this 18-turn circuit, doesn't he? It's a brilliant ride from him yesterday to get that third position on the podium, with all the Yamahas out there as well that just seem to have a little bit of an edge at the moment. But I guess that everybody will be after the man that won the race yesterday, of course, who was Pirapong Boonalet.
Yep.
Didn't look like it was going to start off that way, though, did it? Because Ibrahim Noureddin got pole position. He headed off quite well on the start line too, and got a really good start down into turn one with the rest of the field behind him. But it was the man on the number 20. Look at him on the inside there. Didn't get the best of starts, had to work his way forward from there. But the Yamaha's Pirapong Boonalet on the number 26 machine straight into the lead.
Yeah, that's classic. What we're learning is classic Pirapong Boonalet. He likes to get out at the front. He likes to just ride and ride and ride. He absorbs pressure really well from behind him. And he just escaped, and we saw an absolutely thrilling battle behind him for the rest of the race.
Yeah, we certainly did. There was lots of bikes backwards and forwards there, but especially the Spaniard who's new to the championship, Javier Malloy. He really came in on the Victor Racing machine and started to show the regulars the way around. Not much they could do with the man out front, though. He's already had a couple of wins, and he won yesterday as well with a perfect score in the championship at the moment, 75 points. He's going to be hoping that he can make that today. But the racing in the middle of the pack was absolutely unbelievable. These guys were backwards and forwards all the way through. Ahmad Afif was up there in 5th position, Patharat as well. Good position from him on the number 123 machine.
It was a really, you mentioned Afif, that was a really good, we saw that horrible high side for Helmi Asman. He had one the day before in qualifying, and this one knocked him about a bit further. I had a chat with him just after the race yesterday and said, how are you? But Helmi, being how he is, he was just smiling and saying, yeah, I'm okay. And I said, what about the ankle? He said, oh yeah, ankle okay. But he wasn't that quick in warm-up this morning.
Of course, Ibrahim Noureddin filling in for his brother, Adam Noureddin, who's in Spain this weekend. Perhaps did a little bit too good a job. He was very, very impressive, getting the pole position, but also racing very, very well on his brother's bike. The Spaniard on the inside there threaded the eye of the needle to put himself up into that third position, and then he would jump again on that final lap up the inside of Noureddin to move into second. And put himself in an excellent chance of getting a podium.
It was a fantastic ride by the Spaniard, who seemed to come from nowhere. He wrecked his bike on Thursday totally. They had to completely come up with a new bike for him.
Yeah, he didn't do a lot of sessions, and this is a place where every lap counts. So keep an eye on him, especially in the races today. Big moment there for Noureddin in the background, and that scuppered any chance. But look at that, over the line goes the number 26, and Pirapong Boonalet run race 1 here on the Yamaha Thailand racing team, Yamaha R6.
Yeah.
Well, that was fantastic, but you know what? We were talking about Helmi Asman a second ago. Let's head down to Wei Ling and hear firsthand from him on the grid how he's feeling. Wei Ling, let's head down to you.
All right, thank you, Steve and Barry, down here on the grid in the second row with Helmi Asman. Helmi, of course, 2 high side in 2 days. Are you coping with everything, and how are you looking forward to the second race?
Yes, first day, Friday, also Saturday is very unlucky for me. So I hope today is I try to fight with the group front. So yes, I hope I can finish on the podium.
So after 2 big crashes like that, how are you physically, and how's your bike after testing it in warm-up?
Yes, of course, after crash, I feel down a little bit, but my mechanic also say just focus, and then yes, I can do.
All right, thank you so much, Helmi. Good luck for race 2. And then alongside Helmi is Andy Farid. Andy, second race of the weekend. How are you looking forward with the different weather conditions?
This condition
it's cold, more cold than yesterday. But I think I don't know what will happen in the rest, but I will try my best because the condition also sometimes big windy, sometimes no windy, so everything will be different. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Andy. Good luck for race 2. He started. Afif, quick. What you were quickest in warm up this morning. Is this weather condition suiting to your liking today?
Today, I feeling better yesterday, so we can get improve to the time, and we hope good result for the race, and I will try my best for the race.
All right, thank you so much, Afif. Good luck, and we're gonna get off.
Well, there we have it down on the grid. It's good to see Ahmed Afif Amran fastest in the warm-up this morning.
Yeah, he had a good race yesterday. We were absorbed with that battle for second, but he was just behind that, and he came through. He was fast in warm-up. He's, of course, one of the many stand-in riders. He's standing in for Kaz Macdonald in the Yamaha team. But he's, for me, he's one of a few dark horses in this race, actually.
I guess when you look at it, there's not a lot of guys. I was just looking through the championship from last year. Most of the top guys have moved out onto either the ARRC 1000 or other championships. So it's a pretty open championship this year.
Yeah, it's very, very much new look. We have, of course, got the age limit of the upper age limit of 25 for these riders. So it puts a completely different complexion on this class. It was for 19 years the premier class for Asia road racing, but now it's a class where riders can progress up through from 250s without making too big a jump to the 1000s.
Yeah, that's true. We also take our hats off to the Asia Road Racing Championship for it would have been pretty easy just to set the 600 class aside and run only with the ASB 1000s, but they managed to keep both, and I think they're both going to prosper. And boy, we've seen some fantastic racing already this year in both classes.
Yeah, we have, and it's difficult to get really good grids, and here comes the grid.
Well, let's have a look at our pole man. Of course, that's Ibrahim Noruddin from pole position with Pirapong Boon Alert, who's won everything so far this year. Well, we hope that that's at least have a battle this time out. Azroy Hakim, a podium for him in race 1. Reza Danica, last year's 250 champion. Helmi Asman, we spoke to him on the grid. Injured ankle, let's hope he gets better. Andy Farid, good result from him on his Astra Honda Racing Team CBR 600. Row 3 starts with Pritchie 35, never count him out. Hamad Hafif Amran, fast yesterday, and I'll tell you what, watch for him in the race today. The number 1, 2, 3, Passawit in 9th position. For Cruzy on 10th, of course, he was in the Underbones last year, joins the 600 class. Javier Malloy, keep an eye on him from 11th on the grid because he ended up on the podium yesterday. Karul Ikwan in the next position there. 13th, of course, is Akid Aziz from the Hong Leong Yamaha Malaysia team as well. And Liam Macdonald, all the way from New Zealand, will round out the field on his Victor Racing Yamaha. But this is going to be an absolute crack of a race. Do you think anyone can take it to Pirapong?
I think that's going to be a struggle for people. Pirapong has really got his freak on with this 600. We saw him for 2 or 3 seasons in the 250s, and he was always quick. He scored some podiums, but not wins. But this 600 really suits him.
Yeah, I think he's really gelled with the team, hasn't he? Gelled with the bike. It's more or less clicked. I mean, as I say, I don't know the absolute history, how much time he spent on the 600, but it's really working well for him.
Yeah, he did I think it was a 10-round domestic 600 championship in Thailand last year. He didn't have anything like the level of competition there. There was only a few bikes on the grid, but it got him adjusted to it, and well, he was the domestic champion.
Well, you can just see him there at the back of the field on the warm-up lap. A little bit of a tactic there just to make everyone wait for him. To see if he can get under the skin of some of the people out there. That's something that we see some of the riders do from time to time.
Yeah, and another thing, Steve, of course, about his 600 experiences, he has won 2 Suzuka 4-hour races.
Well, absolutely. He's got plenty of 600 experience in that case around one of the most difficult circuits in the world, Suzuka. And on the Asia Road Racing Championship, we'll be visiting Suzuka later in the year, so watch out for that one. I'm sure he knows his way around there. But right now, his mind is set on this majestic The Bend circuit set in South Australia, fairly new, 2 years old. They're on the grid, the flags are out, getting ready for race 2 of the Asia Road Racing Championship 600 Supersport race, and they're off. And from the front, it's Pirapong once again who gets a fantastic start. Norodin is there as well. And it's Helmi Asman, though. It looks like Helmi Asman who leads them away, but Pirapong's hard on the brakes. Can he pull it back in? He does. He leads into turn 1 with Helmi Asman right behind him. Nothing wrong with that ankle.
That was a beautiful start from Pirapong. It wasn't as easy as it was yesterday, but he kept the hammer on him, and that line he took through the first corner got him into where he wants to be, which is P1.
Well, keep an eye on Javier Malloy, the Spaniard who's got to work his way through the field on the Victor Racing machine. Remember, he qualified 11th, but it looks like he's further back than that at the moment. There's Ibrahim Norodin as well. Oh, did I just see one of the bikes? There's the Spaniard's gone down. There's 2 riders down. One of them is the Spaniard for sure. I can tell by the colour of his leathers. I couldn't quite see the number of the other rider. We'll bring you the news as soon as we know who it is.
I think that could have been, no, that's not Passawit. That's Passawit on the screen now.
That's definitely Javier Malloy. The other rider there, is that an AP Thailand Honda? It could be.
I think that's Critchaporn.
Yeah, it could be Critchaporn. Unfortunately, they can't. The Spaniard's moved away from his bike. Yeah, but unfortunately, it's over for those guys. We didn't quite, probably some connection there, you would say, that has caused that. Meanwhile, back out the front, it's Pirapong who's already in his mind going absolutely flat out. He's trying to break these guys.
Yeah, let's hope there was a bike on the track there. Let's hope the marshals can get that bike off the track.
Yeah, the thing is, I guess, with the circuit being so long, that they're going to have more time than usual to get there. It's a pretty long lap time around here, somewhere in the region of just over 2 minutes, or around the 2-minute mark on these 600 machines.
But it's a great start from Helmi Asman, who goes across the line at the end of lap 1 in second. He has been knocked about considerably. He's got a sore ankle, and he won't have felt great after that tumble he took. But Ibrahim Norodin is going up the inside into turn 1 at lap 2. And he's got behind him, I think that's number 27, Andy Farid Izdiha. Andy Farid, or Andy Gilang, as his Indonesian fans know, that he was having a good race yesterday at the front, but he was taken off track when Helmi had that high side, and that put pay to his chances of a good result yesterday. So he should come through and challenge, although we're talking already on this second lap about him challenging for second place as Pirapong makes his escape at the front.
Some bad news for Critchaporn fans. That was him that went down in that crash. It's just come up on our timing monitor here. So unfortunately, Critchaporn is out of this race, along with the Spanish rider Javier Malloy.
Yeah, it was Javier who set the race alight yesterday.
Well, he won't be doing that today. There's a bit of a gap back now, but Pirapong is not running away with this like he did yesterday at the moment. In fact, it looks like Ibrahim Norodin is pulling him back in. Let's have another look at the restart here. And you can see Malloy got a pretty reasonable start in the background there. A clean start by everyone. 6:34 as Helmi Asman. Good run by him, but it was the number 26 on the outside of your screen that swept across into the lead there. Good result. A little bit wide. Helmi Asman had a bit of an opportunity there, but not much to do. There's the Spaniard in the background again. But look at that. Were you expecting to see that? Ibrahim's right on the back wheel now.
Well, I think this is really interesting, Steve, because now you'll see Pirapong come under pressure from our super sub, Ibrahim Norodin. Of course, he's filling in for his brother Adam. He's putting the pressure on now. I think Pirapong can absorb the pressure, but let's see what happens, because Ibrahim, he's got nothing to lose. He's not in this championship as a regular rider, so he won't be holding anything back. And Andy Farid is in third position, so good to see him going well.
What's Pirapong like under pressure?
He absorbs it. He absorbs it well. I think he will just see what happens. He'll be happy riding at the front, even with Ibrahim breathing down his neck. That's my prediction. I hope I haven't just put a commentator's curse on him, because he's a really nice lad.
Reza Danica there on screen at the moment as well. He's having a good battle in this race at the moment. It's good to see him up there. And you've got to remember that these guys are pretty much all coming from different classes last year, all just learning these 600 machines. We heard from that man there, the number 20, Azroy Hakim from the Mitsubishi Bunshu Honda racing team earlier on today, and we know what he's thinking out on track at the moment.
Yeah, this is his second season, having jumped up from underbones last year. So he'll be looking for another good result. He's currently in 5th position. Reza Danica, you mentioned, he of course was the 250 champion last year, a very convincing champion. And he's taking a little while. He's taking his time to get used to this bike, which is probably right. But as I was saying earlier on, Steve, when I saw the Astra Honda team, the entire Astra Honda team in KFC last night, I was struck by how physically small Reza Danica is.
Well, I remember from last year, I mean, from memory, he got a double win in the 250 races here. I mean, he is very, very small, isn't he? So to be able to go from like a light, less powerful bike like the 250 to the 600 I don't know if he realises how much extra strength that would need in training. I mean, I don't know how hard these guys train, but you definitely need to step it up if you're going to get onto a 600 from one of those 250s.
Now, I think you can say if he's with Astra Honda, they're going to be training him pretty hard. The man that's got me interested at the moment is Andy Farid, who's looking very strong in that 3rd position. He's challenging Ibrahim now. That could help Pirapong at the front, but let's see, there's plenty to go in this race.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Pirapong at the moment leads this one. There's a bit of a gap from Helmi Asman that we're seeing on screen at the moment to Azroy. And just up the inside he goes.
Yeah, Azroy goes through. Really good friends, these two.
Well, that was a very polite move too, I might add. That wasn't as harsh as some of the moves we've seen this weekend. So good to see that they remain friends and can sit on the plane next to each other on the way home at the moment.
Yes.
Heading through this back section, of course, Azroy has moved up, Helmi has moved back. The number 25 just behind him, that's Reza Danica, and as we mentioned, last year's 250 champion, having probably one of his best rides in the class as well.
Yeah, that'll do him good to be riding with these guys. And there's the dark horse that I mentioned earlier, Afif, who he came through the field yesterday. Let's see what he does. He's at the back of this group now. Let's see what he's got to do. He's in as a replacement rider for one of the absentees at the CEV in Spain this weekend, Kaz Macdonald, who's a championship contender.
Yeah, of course, and the other one is Andy. Who's the other one? Do you remember?
Ibrahim in the.
That's right. Adam Morgan is also over the CEV. I'm sure they're having a late night watching the racing as well. So hello to you guys over there. Good luck in the CEV Championship. And Adam, you better hurry up and get your bike back, because I think your brother likes it. Well, there's a lot of pressure up the front now with Pirapong, who normally by this stage of the race, through he goes. They made a 5th run. What a manoeuvre there, but just went in that bit too deep and lost the position. And Azrael Hakim takes it back, but the battle is on for 4th and 5th at the moment.
Nice intriguing little battle that one. They're out of touch of the other men in front of them. Andy Farid looking good in that 3rd position.
He certainly is at the moment, isn't he? Andy Farid is comfortable with Ibrahim Noureddin just in front, and I'll tell you that gap has come down even more. Pirapong being alert. Noureddin is right on the back wheel now.
Yeah, this is good. This is a proper test for Pirapong this time.
Got one of the riders in the pits. That's Karul, who's come into the pits. Looks like some sort of issue. Let's have a listen. It looks like it's missing a gear. He said it was revving but not going anywhere by the hand motions there. I don't know what you thought about that, Barry.
Yeah, that's how I interpreted it. Let's see, I'm just watching Afif there having another bite at Azroy. As Helmi watches behind, and he's pushing, isn't he?
He's absolutely pushing. Just a little bit of rear wheel movement there as they head back up into turn 14, I think it is, at the top of the hill.
And the injured Helmi Asman. With 6 laps to go, he's hanging in there pretty well, just behind them. Back to the front now.
Yeah, I bet Helmi Asman's looking forward to tomorrow morning and having a little bit of a rest. He's put his body through a severe beating this weekend, but he's in the group now, and it doesn't seem that those crashes have affected his speed. He's certainly going to be picking up a few hints off some of these other riders in the group.
Yeah, he's a tough character. It's deceptive because he is always so friendly, and he's always got this big grin on his face. But underneath it, he's a really tough lad.
Into the braking zone again, and Helmi Asman sideways as he heads in there. It's Ahmad Afif who looks menacing in that group, though. Definitely looking for a way past Azroy Hakim.
Yeah, and Reza Danica looking comfortable. This is good experience for him to run this far up the field.
The thing I notice about Reza is he's just such a smooth rider. I really love his riding style. It doesn't look like he's going fast, and I think that once he really masters these 600 machines, it's he's going to be one to watch for the future.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. He has got this really nice style that certainly suits the 600s.
Yeah, and even in the superbikes when he moves up to whatever category he goes to, but the smoother the better, especially at a track like this when tyre wear comes into play. So keep an eye on Reza Danica in the future, but it's Pirapong out front at the moment. Fastest lap for him, a 56.9, but the fastest lap of the race set by Ibrahim Noruddin, a 56.7, a couple of tenths quicker, and you can see the difference there. He's right on the back wheel now. Probably smart thing for him to do is just to sit on the back of Pirapong and put some pressure on him.
Yeah, he will. Pirapong will is taking it so far, and Andy Farid, or Andy Gilang for his Indonesian fans who are no doubt watching, he's dropped off that battle a little bit. He's about a second behind.
Still pretty reasonable though for him. First Honda. And in front of Azroy, he was on the podium yesterday. So Andy Farid missed out on the podium yesterday, in the podium position at the moment. Got to say, be pretty happy with that. Still a long way to go though. 5 laps to go of this race.
Azroy's got his hands full with
to head down there. And one of the mechanics there giving the obligatory "can you open the throttle anymore" sign.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the rider sees that every time and says, well, actually, no, I can't. I'm going flat out. That's what happens. But it is Ahmad Afif on screen. You just see there, that's the sort of information they put on the lap board. 3 laps to go. Position 4 he was in. Lap time and time to the person behind. So that a lot of information goes on those boards every lap to the riders.
Yeah, and Afif's through, as we thought he might be. Let's see if he can pull out a gap on the people behind him.
There's certainly a lot of Honda pressure behind him at the moment as he moves up into that all-important position, the podium position.
Yeah, looks like Azroy's going with him. He's going to have another crack.
Yeah.
Let's see what he can do.
On their way forward. Be difficult to close the gap down to Andy Farid though. He's got quite a big gap now back to Ahmad Afif.
Yeah, we're going to need a second a lap, isn't he, to catch up Andy Farid.
Which might be just a little bit too much. But up the front, I'll tell you, the pace is pretty hot. 56.7 was the fastest lap of the race, and the leaders are lapping at 57.0, so they're absolutely on the money at the moment, giving it everything they can. It just shows you how consistent they are too. Just a matter of a couple of tenths, 3 tenths difference between the laps, lap after lap.
We've seen Pirapong do this before. We haven't seen Ibrahim do it. The team sent him in with no particular expectations other than to bring the bike home in one piece.
Well, they said, don't worry about if you get pole or not. He got pole. They said, don't crash. He crashed. And now he's going to get a podium if he keeps this up.
Yep, and a win doesn't look out of reach.
Definitely not. And if you're him, what do you do? I mean, it's probably the best thing to do. Look, there's an unhappy face for Helmi Asman. What do you reckon that means? I haven't seen that one before.
I think I've maybe only once or twice ever seen Helmi Asman not smiling, so I'm not sure what it means when you show him a sad face.
Well, I guess if it's a smiley face, you just got to turn it up the other way. But nevertheless, Helmi Asman out there with all the injuries. Maybe it means dig deep because he is very, very close to the guys in front of him. good opportunity to get his best result ever in the championship if he can get up into that 4th position. It is only a couple of bikes in front of him, so Helmi Asman riding much better today than he has all weekend, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Helmi because we know he's in pain, but he's not showing it at all.
Look at Pierrepont now. He's started to stretch things out a bit with 3 laps to go. There's a bike length there, but Andy Farid is hanging in there too, isn't he? So a good job by Andy Farid. Just frustratingly for him, there's 2 or 3 bike lengths that he needs to try and find that he can't just get at the moment.
Yeah, and Andy Farid, of course, was unlucky yesterday when he was taken off track by Helmi's crash, which spoiled his chances of a result. But he's got a very good chance today.
Pierrepont with a wide line through there. A little bit of wear on the rear tyre of Pierrepont by the look of it.
Out of these 3, Andy Farid was the only rider who raced a 600 here last year.
Yeah, so he's definitely got more experience than the other guys, but he's in good control at the moment. Takes a wide line over that start-finish straight. Looks like somebody else just pulled in the pits there too. So that was lucky that he just missed the back of him.
Saw a close-up there of Desha Kreisart, who's now team coach for Pierrepont, the Yamaha Thailand team.
Oh, that's close. That was close between Ibrahim Noruddin and Andy Farid as they went into turn 1 there. There's Passawit and Reza Danica.
Yeah, Passawit was in this class last year as well, as was Azroy.
Well, it looks like Pierrepont now, as with 2 laps to go, has certainly started to pull away, but the battle is on definitely between Honda versus Yamaha. It's Honda with Andy Farid in 2nd position at the moment, with Noruddin really putting the pressure on now. Ibrahim Noruddin filling in for his brother is trying to find a way past. He wants to get onto that podium if he can.
Well, 3rd place would be a good result for Ibrahim.
Yeah, it certainly would. He missed out yesterday, 4th yesterday. He's in a pretty much a guaranteed podium spot now. What would you do if you were him? Would you stay there or would you attack and try and get 2nd?
An attack, because he's got...
And absolutely amazing. This is the best performance also for Andy Farid in the 600cc. So he's also, with that extra experience, it's working out well for him. So it could be a fantastic result.
Yeah, it's a 5th, as we said. He's really come through strongly. He's cleared away in that 4th position now. It looks like he's made it his own. It's a really good ride from him.
Yeah, so good. He's come a long way, hasn't he? Really good to see the Malaysian trying as hard as he can to get out there, and what a performance for him. Good to see such a strong performance from the man on the number 50, of course, Ahmed Afif. Best result ever. So far, let's hope he can pull it together. As we head into the last lap, things are starting to get serious now. That gap that Pierrepont had has come down a little bit. It's Noruddin in 3rd position now. A little bit of a gap to Andy Farid and another gap to Pierrepont. So the battle is on. The pressure needs to be put on.
Yeah, Astra Honda are going to be pleased with this performance by Andy Farid.
Yeah, it's an absolute great result for Andy Farid, of course. Yesterday he finished 7th, so fairly well off the podium. So if he can manage to get it into 2nd position, which he looks like he's going to be able to do at the moment, difficult to pull back Pierrepont, but a 2nd would be a brilliant result for Astra Honda around this long twisting circuit. But it is Pierrepont who leads for Yamaha Thailand at the moment out front. Got to try and keep the pressure on him if they can.
Yep, they put the pressure on. He absorbed it, and Ibrahim. I was talking to his the team manager this morning, and I can tell you, he will be more than happy with Ibrahim getting a podium result today. So Ibrahim's done way more than expected at the start of the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got to agree with you there. I mean, first time in the championship, filling in with filling in for his brother. A great job, but also the number 27 machine. That's great for him. Andy Farid, of course, he sits fourth in the championship. This is going to be a great result for him. If he can just hold it together and get that podium, he'll certainly move up the order. But it's Pirapong now who's coming through the final corner of this race 2 here in the 600 Supersport races, the Asia Road Racing Championship, to take the flag and win from Andy Farid and Ibrahim Noureddin. Ahmad Afif comes over the line too. His best result ever. What a great result for him. And Azroy Hakim, who was on the podium yesterday, in 5th position. Helmi Asman, take your hat off to Helmi Asman. Boy, he must be in pain. Rode through the pain barrier, but came back. But it's Pirapong who's once again perfection with 4 wins in a row in this championship.
Yeah.
I think that might be his new nickname, Pirapong Perfection.
Yeah, I've been writing a few headlines. It's difficult to leave out peerless, imperious.
Well,
I've used them all. I used them already at Sepang, and now I'm
you're certainly going to have to use your journalism skills tonight, because there'll be a few more P words that you need to come up with and find, because Pirapong's had another perfect weekend. He didn't quite get the pole position, but other than that, do poles really count? No.
Clearly not. He didn't get the pole in Sepang either, did he?
No, he didn't, but certainly got a couple of 4 race wins in a row now in the championship. But he will be in joy of the way that this season started for him.
Yeah, you asked me, Steve, what's Pirapong like under pressure? I know him really well, and I said I think he'll absorb it. What did you think from watching that race?
Well, absolutely. He was under a lot more pressure than I've seen him all year long, so it was a pretty impressive display by him. There are the results. Pirapong wins this one from the Thailand Yamaha Racing Team. Great result for them. Andy Farid in 2nd, Ibrahim in 3rd, Ahmed Afif. Brilliant results, as was Azroy Hakim in 5th. Helmi Asman through the pain barrier in the top 6. Pasawit 7th, and Reza Danica, what a brilliant ride from him to get into the top 8 for the Astra Honda Racing Team. 9th, of course, for Cruzy. Once again, we haven't spoken much about him, but you know what? He'll pop up soon. Don't you worry about that. Akid Aziz in 10th position. Liam Macdonald from New Zealand in 11th. Karil Ikwan in 12th. Critchiporn unfortunately crashed, as did Ovale Malloy. Both of those guys went out early on. And that is the results of this race 2 here at the Tail and Bend. And what a result it was for this man. Brilliant for Pirapong. Yamaha smiles all round.
Yeah, you can see his dad with him there, just out of shot. He's now with the team boss. His dad there to the left of the picture. Himself a former great racer in Thailand.
Yeah. And what a brilliant result it was. Well, it's not time to wrap up yet. It's time to head for our final commercial break of the show. But stay with us, because when we come back, we're going to hear from these guys. We're going to go to the podium. So come back and join us in a couple of minutes' time.
All right, down here on the grid at Park Formula today's third place finisher Ibrahim. Congratulations, one podium win here at the bend. Share with us how was race 2, because you could see Pirapong in front of you. You were with Andy, however, you couldn't get too close to attempt to pass Pirapong.
Okay, the race was very good and very hard when I first pole and want to get the first corner, but Pirapong overtake me, and my horsepower is not enough for pass him at this rate, and I maintain and until the final at number 3. So Alhamdulillah, and thanks for my team and my family who pray for me. So thank you.
All right, congratulations, Ibrahim. Thank you. And coming in second place today, picking up his first podium of the year in the 600cc class, Andy Fariziha. Andy, it looks like you were the only Honda bike that could stay close to both Yamahas, and you did manage to split them apart. Share with us how was the race today.
Yeah, the race was, in the beginning was a struggle with the tire because I need to manage also the tire. But step by step, I just try to follow the both of in front, and step by step I coming to catch him. But yeah, some point I can catch him, but some point I cannot. So yeah, I'm happy with the second podium, and for next in Thailand I will try more. Thank you.
Okay, congratulations, Andy. Thank you so much. And the rider who's picking up his 4th win of the season, still unbeatable, Pirapong Bunlet. Pirapong, amazing performance from you once again today. Share with us how was race 2.
For race 2, it's not easy. I know that have number 66 rider. He follow me all the way. But I try to my best and not think about behind rider. Yeah, and today I am happy because I have perfect race winner for race. Yeah, thank you for ACL Racing, and thank you for my team, and thank you for my sponsor and my family.
Okay, another question I'm going to add, because after this we are heading back to your home race in Buriram, Thailand. How are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I try hard, and I will work hard for my home race because Buriram I was practice more like every day. Yeah, because it's in Thailand. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Pirapong. Congratulations, and we will see all riders on the podium shortly.
Well, here's your headline, Barry. Pirapong wins under pressure. I like it. And what a weekend it was for Pirapong Bunlet. Of course, Andy Farid, a great first podium for him for the year. And Noruddin, what can you say? Very, very good, he said. Well, the Sikh junior team also said it was very, very good. But let's have a look at a recap of that race, because it was there was a lot of action going on.
Yeah, plenty to look at here. We had, it was another good race for the guy we're looking at here, Azroy, number 20, although he didn't make the podium this time.
No, it was a good start for him. He was up near the start, as was Helmi Asman. Brilliant. Didn't expect to see that, but it was Pirapong who took the lead straight away. I don't know what you thought, but when I saw Pirapong get into the lead so early, I thought that was the end of the race. But it wasn't to be, because there was a lot more pressure. But boy, what a moment there was earlier on when a couple of the riders, Critchipon and Javier Malloy, went out early on in the first lap. That changed the complexion of the race, of course, because the Spaniard was on the podium yesterday. Unfortunate turn of events. Didn't see what caused that, but we can find out later on. We'll talk about it later on. You can read about it. Barry's probably going to write a press release even. But 634, Helmi Asman, he was well good in this race. A lot of experience gathered, but the number 50, Amid Afif Amran, what a ride he was having. The best we've ever seen him on the 600 machine.
Yeah, brilliant for him. He's got better and better all the way through this weekend. His first visit here, and his best performance in this class.
Still a lot of pressure from Pirapong though, with only a few laps to go. We saw the crew chief on the side there waving his hand to try and get his rider to open the throttle, but it wasn't to be. Pirapong under immense pressure towards the end of the race from Ibrahim Noureddin, but it wasn't to be. He wasn't to crack. He led every lap, but the pressure was coming from behind as Andy Farad took his way past up into turn one. Boy, that was a tight pass there. Clear was number 50, Hamad Afif Amran, and also Reza Danica also was in a battle of his own with Passawit further back in the field.
Yeah, here we see, Pirapong stretching away in the later stages. He absorbed that pressure and he managed to make himself a gap for the last lap and crossed the line almost a second ahead of Andy Farid, with Ibrahim just behind that, Super Sub Ibrahim.
There you go, there's another headline for you. Super Sub who takes the podium. What a result it was. Pirapong with a perfect score, 100 points in the championship now. It doesn't get much better than that, does it? Absolutely incredible. Let's head down to Wei Ling now. She's at the podium.
We'll now begin the podium ceremony for the SuperSports 600cc Race 2. Coming in third place today, Muhammad Ibrahim Muhammad Noureddin from SIC Junior ZK Racing. And in second place, Andy Farid Istihar from Astra Honda Racing Team. And today's winner from Yamaha Thailand Racing Team, Pirapong Bullet. Also, I'd like to invite the team manager for Yamaha Thailand Racing Team to join the riders on the podium. We will now stand for the national anthem of Thailand. To present the winner awards, we'd like to invite Mr. Stefan Karpia, the president of FIM Asia, up on the podium. Coming in third place today from Malaysia, Muhammad Ibrahim Muhammad Noureddin. In second place from Indonesia, Andy Farid Istihar. And today's SuperSports 600cc Race 2 winner from Thailand, Pirapong Bullet. And now to present the Best Team Award, I'd like to invite Mr. Glenn Williams, the president of FIM Oceania, on the podium. And the Best Team Award goes to Yamaha Thailand Racing Team.
Well, there we have it. What a bunch of happy faces, and all three of them are deserved winners up there on the podium. And it was Pirapong Bullet from Yamaha Thailand Racing Team who took the top step on the podium there. And you know what? I think he's going to have a fair bit of pressure, though, from riders like Andy Farid and Ibrahim Noureddin and Adam Noureddin when he comes back, and the rest of the field when they make their way back from whatever duties they're doing this weekend. But let's have a quick look at the championship standings. It is Pirapong Alert, 4 wins, 100 points. What a way to start off the year for him. Andy Ferretti Zadar in second. Azroy Hakim in third. Kazma Daniel not racing this weekend. Maintains fourth in the championship. Helmi Asman, a bag of points here, puts him in fifth. Ahmad Afif, a great run for him this time out. 6th position for him. Reza Danica is learning all the time in 7th. 8th, Ibrahim Noruddin. Hope we see him again soon on his Yamaha R6. Adam Noruddin sits behind him in the championship now. Passawit in 10th. Critchy unfortunately crashed out today. 12th is Javier Malloy. Hope he makes a comeback too. Ramdan Rosley in 13th. 14th is for Cruzy. Liam Taylor Macdonald from New Zealand in 15th. And 16th is Akid Aziz. So some good points there in the championship for him on his Hong Leong Yamaha R6.